At the time of recording this video, the Jim and Kim Jung-gi's sci-fi video is 6 years old. I do remember watching this video a couple of years back and thinking to myself how amazing Kim really was. But I also find myself coming back to the video once in a while to really understand the process of these two artists that come from a different generation of artists. You see, Jim Lee was born on August 11th, 1964 in Seoul, Korea. Kim Jung-gi was born on February 7th, 1975 in Goyang-si, also South Korea, which would make Jim Lee 10 years, 5 months, and 27 days older than Kim. We know Jim essentially from his comic work, primarily his iconic Batman, and we know Kim for his deep fundamental understanding of perspective and having a very large visual library. And let's not forget his ability to make high quality illustrations without any underlining sketch to work from. Not only are these two very different artists, they have completely different approaches to their craft. I like to think Jim is primarily a comic book penciler, and Kim is more of a performance artist. His job is more to wow the crowd. Jim is obviously just a comic book artist who sketches out panels. So it was very interesting to see this matchup. You see, I say matchup, but technically it was supposed to be a friendly draw session between two great artists in their own right. However, the title of the video clearly said duel, and also the host made it noticeable multiple times in the video that this was some sort of competition, almost to say who can do it better. Now, Jim Lee knew who he was going up against. He was probably thinking to himself, why did you guys match me up with this mutant of an artist? I'm old, I'm tired, I just want to go to bed. Kim was looking like, yo, I'm ready to go. Let's see what you got, Jim. Just to throw it out there, in case anyone doesn't know about Jim Lee, this dude is a legend in his own right. He was the pioneer for so many more comic book artists to come. He pretty much paved the way. He goes as far as working with legends like the great Stan Lee himself.
And how their interactions created movement within the character. So like this guy... boom.
For instance.
All right, like for instance. Yeah, good.
I'm going to keep you
All right,
drawing,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Like for instance, an arm. I can think of actually I do know some of the names, but you got the... Well, I don't know what that is. I forgot. I've drawn a blank
But it belongs there
here.
somewhere,
Here's the
right?
bicep, here's the tricep.
Yeah.
I think this is the deltoid. Is that right? I don't know. Then you got the forearm muscles here. And I've separated everything. And these are the shapes. And if you had to do one of those computer design grids or something, you can sort of see what this is more like, the biceps more like a football, and this is more of a sort of a triangular piece here.
And at some point you're going to draw lines and it'll come together and it's
Right.
really going to look like
Well,
something.
yeah, they're like, and then, I don't know, tricep? I think that's what it is.
You're good at elbows, too. I've been noticing that. You know, you make it look so easy. That's the thing that really is amazing.
Actually, it comes with practice. You know, I've drawn this a lot. I mean, hundreds of times, I guess.
Not this one picture.
No, but this kind of angle.
I know.
You know, every time I do a new shot, it takes a little more time. But generally, after the amount of work we do is very labor intensive. So after a while, you find that you've just drawn everything, you know.
Yeah, there's probably very little that I could suggest that you haven't drawn in some form or other, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of different kinds of story. I've done aliens and outer space and inner city and ghettos and all that stuff. I will give him a cape.
Okay.
Kim Jung-gi has come out and said in the past that Jim Lee is one of his most influential artists. Kim looks up and respects Jim. With that said, Kim's not gonna hold back just because he's older now. It's funny because you can clearly see the look on Jim's face like he doesn't want to be there. He knows people are gonna look at his and Kim's work and judge who is the better artist, which is the worst. No artist that I know of would want to compare their works with another artist and say, yeah, I'm better than that artist. We know that's a toxic way of thinking, and the only artist we should be competing with is ourselves. Regardless, people are going to have their opinions.
I know you're gonna draw Wonder Woman like looking up with like a couple other spaceships like this. He's a master. This guy, you should look for him on YouTube. He's got all these like drawing videos, and he just draws with no pencil. I just like to have a pencil close by. It's a security thing, but he'll draw with no pencil, and he'll just draw and just start creating, and it's all in perspective, and it's amazing. Just this guy's the real deal. So check it out. All right.
So the first character they were asked to draw was Wonder Woman, which they both agreed to do so. You can clearly see Kim is locked in, and Jim is just talking away as he draws, which we can all agree makes it more difficult when you're drawing. So Jim is clearly playing it safe with the first round. He draws what he's comfortable with, which is a signature Wonder Woman, pretty much an autograph. This man Kim was fleshing out an entire fight scene. So this is where we see a little bit of that rivalry tension, as the host made it very clear to Jim that, hey, that was cool and all, but look at what Kim's doing. He's doing a whole fight scene. And you can tell Jim laughs it off, but was probably thinking to himself, like, who gives a shit? I could do a fight scene too if I wanted to.
So this is Jim's super quick Wonder Woman that,
Right.
as he calls it, an extended signature. I think we would all agree that that's understating it just a bit. But Jim, I do have to point out that Kim Jung-hee is doing like a full-figured, highly detailed Wonder Woman over there.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to do
put the
something.
pressure on you, but I'm just saying.
Now, Jim finishes his first drawing and is already on to the next. He notices that tensions are high and that this man Kim is going hard right now. Jim thought it was gonna be chill, just draw some doodles and laugh, but nah, he has to match that energy. So he decides to match Kim with no underlying sketch and go for Wonder Woman in an invisible plane. Now, I don't know why Jim made it 10 times harder on himself by drawing it vertically, but hey, maybe that was also the part of him challenging himself.
Oh, I'm so glad she fit inside. It would have been embarrassing if the. Whew. That would not really think too.
Oh, I see some ink brushing going on over there. Uh-oh.
Right.
We're getting fancy now.
The way Jim finishes his drawing and just looks at Kim just screams, "This motherfucker" to me, and it's actually pretty funny. I don't know if you can hear it, but in the background you can clearly hear a woman say, "Wow," as people can start to see Kim's drawing. So, for the last drawing, the host asked Jim and Kim to draw Batman to wrap it up nicely. Now, we can all agree Jim was redeeming himself with his signature Batman, but Kim knew Jim's strongest character is his Batman. So this man had to do what he does best and put Batman in this crazy perspective and environment.
Okay.
Oh, wow, he threw some backgrounds in there. The gauntlet has been thrown. There's Gotham City backgrounds on his Dark Knight drawing, Jim. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
In the end, they were given some free time to draw whatever. Jim decided to do some lighting demos, and knowing just how goofy Kim can be, he took the name Batman quite literally. You can hear the host say, "Now he is just showing off over there," while this man Jim is just trying to hold it together.
Well, now he's just showing off over there. I mean, come on.
That pretty much concluded that showdown, and I do believe the drawings went on to be sold for charity or something like that. Towards the end, you can see Jim take a glance at Kim's final drawing and is like, "What the fuck?" And then looks at the host like, "I tried, dude." This isn't the first time an artist felt intimidated working alongside Kim. There are plenty of other stories out there, But I do think this video does a good job of explaining the kind of freak Kim was. The man really was a gift sent by God, and it's sad of his passing because the man really did just come into the world, change up the way everyone saw how art was done, and just vanished. Kim is a phenomenon we only really see once every 100 years. The man's brain was clearly wired different, and it shows. But that's pretty much it. I do want to let everyone know that as an artist that I do have an art Discord, and we accept artists of all skill level. We have a large amount of free resources to help you improve your art. So you might as well join and take advantage. It's literally free. With that said, thank you for watching towards the end. Stay safe, take care, and most importantly, never stop drawing. Bye-bye.
The one I love. They know the one I love.